Poop, poop. Poop, poop. Poop, poop. Hey, I'm Ray of Sunshine. Welcome to you, and if you're new here, hope you keep sticking your head in every once in a while. And if you don't know why you're here, River of Tears. I'm thrilled that you're here with me today. I'm Ray of Sunshine, or Ray of Sunshining, or Raymond of Possibilities are enormous. Shining, and that's what I'm here to talk about. You could stick around for another minute or a minute or two. You could go back to any one of my previous Ray of Sunshine videos, and you can hear me tell you why over there, because I repeat those same things on every single one of my videos, and I'm going to keep repeating them until they sink in. We're on a journey of emerging, blossoming, and that's what I want to show in my whole presentation. But, I'm not going to repeat them all here. Discovering. There's really only two things. So there's different facets of that. There's the facet of you as an individual, you as share kindness, part of a whole, and share this video. Performance anxiety. Do I look like I have performance anxiety? Do somebody else the same favor that somebody probably did for you and sent this video to you on a silver platter. You could learn. We're going to talk about performance anxiety. They're generous. I don't think so. Example. And I have some other things to talk about first. I'm Ray of Sunshine. I have some other things to talk about first, and hopefully, primarily, and I'm delighted that you're here with me today. Probably did for you. And this is probably a good chance that I will get back to it because I have it right in my notes. Performance anxiety. I could practice right now. And so, in fact, by putting my glasses on. And really, there's an underlying reason. I remember feeling that for this because I just have get back to performance anxiety because it's what I came here to talk about. Some people wondering, geez, I wonder, he must look pretty sexy with glasses, right? So the facet of you as then you can get an eyeful. Bring the uniqueness of you. So this serves a dual purpose, but in case I want to look at my notes, I put my glasses on. My mother used to say to me, not everybody is always going to be on your side. Just because someone's having their drama doesn't mean you need to participate. But these are both props. Everything in all of my videos is props. And so you can say, poop poop to them. And it's to illustrate a point, illustrate a progression. A progression of the lumps and bumps, lumps and bumps. And choose to direct your energy toward, direct your energy to vibing up. That's what my program is all about. That's what you're here for. That's what I'm here for. Vibing and up. Bumps and bruises and bumps and bruises that we over the course of life. So that's the point of my whole video series. Let me begin by telling you why I look the way I do. No doubt when you first spotted me, some of you were wondering, geez, I wonder what it would be like to wake up next to him in the morning. Well, there's a whole array of all the different rays of sunshine back there. Well, this is it. This is what I looked like because although I've been up for many, many hours since I first woke up, this is what I looked like then, and I still look like that. So I have another video back in the earlier before videos. It's playtime where I show the same illustration of this is what I look like when I wake up. Create you. I'm using the Oracle deck created by Maji, High Priestess. It's called The Chosen Ones 144. I picked that out for today. And I also wanted to show you, I've made several presentations on this island, and I wanted to show you right in the middle of this island. My whole program, you may know if you've seen me before, is about doing something different, to discover something different, to make a difference. And this island is out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's out in the middle of a big pond, and this is a huge... That's the progression in our life, and that's what I show in my whole video presentation. A progression. It's probably about 15 feet tall. Can't show you the whole thing. But it's a rhododendron bush out here in the middle of the woods. Especially in keeping with the theme of my whole video presentation. It's now a time to blossom. The 1 through 6 video collection, but then after that there's the ABC series, and the ABC, the A4, the H6, whatever it is, different kind of code. An evolution. An unfolding. And my whole system is based on the ABCs, very uncomplicated. But it's one of those videos that say, hey, this is what I look like when I first wake up in the morning. And I want to put that in one of the boxes maybe on the side of my head at the end of this video. So I have, my whole ABC. And an interesting way to do one of those is as an oracle card. You can go there and see them all lined up, and you can pick them by intuition, pick it by sometimes some things will be called position, pick it by number, you're just drawn to it. There's a hidden message there buried for you. Hidden message. And the reason is I put it there for you. And there's a message there for you. By going back to look at some of those earlier videos, and one of them is going to be in the side of my head. Hey, between you and me, the reason you want to go back there is because life changer back there in one of them there before videos. The breakthrough you've been waiting for. And it's our time to shine. And I want to introduce this. This is another video. In fact, there's two other videos I have, two other earlier videos where I show. The thing is, I was noticing. And I don't know if you noticed, but the outfit kind of complements the whole decor here, the whole color motif. When I first looked into the mirror this morning, that I'm looking more and more like this guy here. Now, this guy has appeared in two of my earlier videos. And that would be another, if you stumble across those in your journey, in your adventure, it's our time to shine. If ever there was a time to shine, it's now. It's now. You're going to discover some very different rays of sunshine back there. That's the idea. And remember, you go back there with an open mind. That's the idea of the whole earlier video series. To take a look at. There's lots of different formats. We could choose the bottom card. We could pick, to shut the top card. We could just open it. I think let's open it up and look at it. What's it say? I don't get it. Stumble and fall. Stumble and fall. To see what stumble and fall looks like. Because the whole presentation is a series of stumble and fall. Must be because Mercury's retrograde. When I pulled this pack out of the little packet earlier, this one here was on the bottom. I read it. Sage your space. I said, you know what? If there's one card that I don't want to get when I pull this thing, it's going to be that one. And no doubt I'm going to continue to stumble and fall because I'm human, but you're going to see all the different versions of my stumble and fall along my path. And maybe but see how that works? What you focus on is what you create. Do you see how that works? And maybe you'll relate to some of it, and maybe you'll relate to the idea of sharing this video with somebody else on a silver platter, just like you got it. The idea is all of us coming together. So, sage your space. So, personally, I don't use sage. Anyway, if you can find the two other videos that this guy is in, that would be interesting. And also, hidden message that's there for you at the same time. So there's the hidden message to discover. There's two missions. This, by the way, and I tell that story in one of those other two videos, which may appear in the box on my head at the end of this video. This was given to me by my husband, Sid. We were together for 17 years, and I have a zillion stories about Sid back there. Sid is quite the character, and you'll be quite entertained by him. So I have sage. I have beautiful ornamental sage in my sanctuary. And you may have seen some of that if you've been on a tour of my sanctuary. My videos number 1 and 2. There's a complete tour. Right now it's still free. He gave me this, and he said to me, because he used to bring me all kinds of goodies, all kinds of fun things. And this is a magnet that goes on with all that beautiful artwork on it. Fridge over there. It looks just like you. He said, this makes you think of you. It looks really, and the more I keep looking at it. A tour of my sanctuary, you'll see a lot of my precious possessions, many of which are hanging on the wall, and you'll meet a lot of special people in my life. Anyway, you'll also see a transition. You're going to see a change, and the more the time goes on and on, the more I can see the resemblance, exactly identical twins. That ray of sunshine to this ray of sunshine. That's the point of my whole presentation. And this ray of sunshine. I have the little cap. I have the for it. So more and more as time goes on, we become more and more. Maybe I'll put one of those in the box on the side of my head. Alike. So this is my little clown friend, and he doesn't have a name yet. So if you think of a name for him, I'd be interested to hear back from you in the comments about my bozo friend here. So I want to talk about one thing about my series is. You may know, if you've been with me before, expect the unexpected. It's playtime. Performance anxiety. Create. And, performance anxiety sometimes is linked with a psychological sort of condition where maybe you feel compelled to perform in a certain way, and you become stimulated in a certain way to be able to complete your mission in that particular in that performance. It's sort of a clinical term for it, performance anxiety. Some people may have experienced performance anxiety. I don't, maybe in that way, and I've also, I don't know. But I've experienced it. It happened before I started this YouTube particular series back almost a year ago. And, I had performance anxiety. In any of my previous videos, I talk about the concept of letting go. Thinking about the idea because I didn't, for my whole life, I about making videos. No longer serves. It's, I show you the progression afterwards, but I didn't have that ambition my whole life, and it's just recently, like maybe I don't know, back during the last couple of years, but even more recent than that, the evolution in my life, the revolution in my life, to kind of glide you. We share the same path of having overcome difficulty, hardship, sorrow, pain, loss. We rise up. And that's what we do as human beings. We vibe up. And that's what we're doing here on this channel. So you know what? If you're ever feeling a little off to vibe up, find a little ray of sun shining. Click on over. Where this idea pops into my head. Maybe you have a message to share. So the idea of doing YouTube videos in my head, and I had performance anxiety about that. And you'll see a good example of some of that if you go back to the 1 through 6 video collection. Glad to have you here. Got people, got situations. You're going to see an amazing difference. There's a whole array of rays of sunshine back in all those earlier videos. And if you go back there with an open mind, you're going to discover how you deal with discovering the reason it would be significant to deal with discovering different is because there's a lot of different happening in our world. It's a metaphor for life. It would be important for all of the sunflowers shine their brightest and blossom their best. You'll learn some things about me at this time, and the way to do that, the way to bring us all together, and you'll learn some things about you, is share this video with somebody. See, the way that works is, let's say you share this video with some people. See the things I go through on a silver platter. And they decide, well, this isn't a bad idea. I'm going to share this with some people too. And they share it with some people who share it with some people who share it with some people. And then you see, we have a whole bunch. That's what my whole video presentation is all about. Bright souls on the planet. Glowing. So there'll be some boxes on the side of my head at the end of this video with some good recommendations. They're just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, waiting for you to click on the planet. There's another video. You might stumble across this if you go on that other mission that we talked about earlier. But there's things going on. Got stuff going on that doesn't serve you. But there's another video. Well, there's a lot of videos. But the whole idea of looking at all those, besides seeing all the different versions of the different rays of sunshine, is to see stumble and fall in action. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for your life. So as you watch me develop now to the here and now, you are to the here and now, you're going to see that progression, and maybe you'll relate to some stumble and fall. My first stumble and fall when it came to making videos. The story I wanted to tell you about, because I was cleaning a little bit earlier, and I came across this video, and it reminded me of when I made my first video, and I hadn't thought about this for years and years and years, was back in 1970. I was a freshman in high school, and we didn't have a drama club, so I decided that I'm going to start a drama club. And I had this bright idea that, they have this thing called video now. Right? It was a complicated thing. It wasn't like in front of my Chromebook and pressing record. It was a big project. So I was in high school. I decided we're going to record our performances that we're practicing for, so we can look at ourselves and we can critique it. The thing I remember, back in 1970s, this was all new technology. I had to buy. Now I know why the price was so cheap to rent the equipment. To buy a blank video cassette to use the equipment, it was $89. If you can believe that. Blank videos that were, $3 for $1.99. That was my first video. Up until just almost a year ago when I began this particular series, which didn't start off the same way. The long and short of the whole presentation is to expect performance anxiety. Stuff going on that doesn't serve you? Easy enough. Say, PooP. to you.
So you may stumble and fall. So you may stumble and fall and stumble and fall, stumble and fall. But you know, the important thing is, as humans, pick ourselves up and dust ourselves off, get started all over again, and elevate to new heights. You know, you might recall this movie about the yellow brick road and all that kind of stuff. I talk about that particular movie in one of my earlier videos. That story about the yellow brick road and the Emerald City and all that has very close correlation to our Earth story, the story that we're creating right now. And the time is getting critical now. The more we come together and shine bright together,
it's playtime.
The quicker we'll make that happen. It's playtime. One of the more ambitious objectives, be sure to share this video with somebody that I have that you'll be hearing more about, is to shake the concept of eradicating hunger and eradicating homelessness on this planet, which kind of sounds like way out there. The reason we don't have it is because we don't believe it. And the way that we can come to believe it is one believer at a time.
To blossom. Time to blossom.
Get to share this video, which is one of the reasons that you're here. So we get all the other sunflowers to blossom with us. Create you. It's playtime. Create you.